Hello, everybody. Welcome to UCL This Week. Once again on Rabona TV, I'm Adrian. How are you? Me? Well, my team went from 35th out of 36 teams to not 35th anymore, so you could say I'm feeling pretty good. Thank God. Anyways, I hope you're well, and as always, let's run through what happened on this match day. And as always, you can catch the Champions League on DAZN in select territories, even in Spanish in the USA. Use my link below if you're interested. Barcelona away at Stamford Bridge, a match that was just seeping with some good old Champions League heritage. I actually did a quick short on that second leg at Stamford Bridge from 2009, the controversial one with the referee Rebo, Ballack chasing him, Drogba's a disgrace, and yes, his last-minute winner. Give me a follow on Instagram if you want to see some more shorts. I've been posting pretty regularly on there for about a month or two now, every week, sometimes twice a week. Rabona.tv, or just use the link in the description. But anyway, Chelsea. Man, I mean, I had them in the top 8. I had them finishing in 3rd in the Premier League this season, and I'm feeling pretty good about them in general at the moment. Remember, Cole Palmer's still not there. They have slip-ups still. That's going to happen, of course, when you have a team that's so young. You're always going to have matches now and then where you end up dropping points when you really shouldn't be. But hey, Barcelona show up at Stamford Bridge with a wide-open defense for Chelsea's interesting front three of Neto, Estevão, and Garnacho to just run right through. The amount of times that Chelsea was able to play right through the middle of Barcelona's defense was astounding, man. And it's not as if they had nobodies in their back line. Koundé, Araujo, Cubarsí, and Balde. Araujo, by the way, captain, didn't help his team at all by getting himself sent off in a silly fashion. You get a yellow for arguing with the referee, then a second yellow for clattering Cucurella. He got sent off against PSG a couple of years ago. He's been sent off against Real Madrid as well. I mean, the guy is silly. And in mentioning Cucurella, another very strong performance from him. Lamine Yamal was largely anonymous for long stretches in this match, by his own lofty standards at least. And the rest of the Barcelona offense was completely shut out as well. Just 5 attempts in total in this match. They had just 2 in the second half. Chelsea with quite literally triple the amount of attempts in this match. I think the thing that stood out from a Barca point of view, for me at least, was yes, Lamine and Rafinha are important, but without Pedri in that midfield, they were getting completely outplayed in that part of the park. And Moises Caicedo, I mean, it looks like there are 2 or 3 of him on the pitch sometimes. Like I've said previously, he shares that characteristic with Kanté a little bit, not saying they're the same players, but that ability to be absolutely everywhere at the same time is similar. That tackle that he had in the first half, I believe it was on Lewandowski or Fermin. I can't remember who exactly, but it was just beautiful. Enzo was also great, and when you look at the score of this game, it really could have been 5-0. It was very close to being an even bigger embarrassment for Barcelona, who are finding life to be a lot more difficult when they leave La Liga at the moment. La Liga clubs in general suffered on Tuesday. And finally, in this match, Estevão. Now, anyone who has joined me for my weekly BR Football live streams, live every Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern on the BR Football YouTube channel, except this week because Americans have Thanksgiving, but those who have joined me for that weekly show know that I have been spreading Estevão propaganda for a while now. Hell, even if you've been a longtime watcher of this channel, after making that video when he was still mostly just linked to Barcelona, I've been doing it on my own channel as well. And my goodness, that goal he scored, splitting Cubarsí and Balde like that before hitting it so pure. Oh, unbelievable goal. He's shining for Brazil already. He now has basically forced himself into being a starter for Maresca, though I'm sure he will rotate him still a bit. I mean, he probably should, but he brings so much to the team. These guys who can beat 1, 2, 3 players on the dribble, that is the great separator between teams when a match is close. And add in a lethal final ball and finish on him, game changer. So big statement from Chelsea. Barcelona, 2 wins from 5 attempts in the Champions League. It's not looking great. Not looking great, but they'll still advance. In the battle of the basement, Benfica came out on top as 2-0 winners over Ajax. Still not great play overall from Benfica, but hey, I will enjoy the win. Now, the 2 Canadian Davids scored match-winning goals for their respective clubs on Tuesday night. Promise David scored around the hour mark against Galatasaray, and what I think is fair to say, a bit of a surprise victory for Union Saint-Gilloise, considering the previous results of the two sides and that they were playing in Istanbul. Then for Juve's match away to Bodo Glimt, on the plastic, fantastic. Jonathan David scored a 91st minute winner. This came directly after Bodo had a great chance to win the match, but Cabral made a brilliant block. Juve going the other direction. Kenan Yildiz does his thing, dances around a defender, then gets a shot off. David was quickest to the rebound. That was his first goal for Juve since August 24th, which is crazy. Napoli got their first win since match day 2 up against Tricky Ketterberg, 2-0 with an own goal and yet another goal from Scott McTominay, who is well and truly back to his best lately for club and country. Absolute blitz in the second half from Napoli with the safe penalty and all. Unlike Spanish football, German football had a great Tuesday. 2 wins, 2 clean sheets. Dortmund hosted Villarreal, a team who is undefeated in 5 matches with 4 wins on the trot in La Liga. Dortmund, 2 disappointing draws in a row in the Bundesliga, but towards the end of the first half of this game, they were having a ball. One before the break, a red to Foyth in the second half for becoming a keeper on the line and saving with his arm. From the penalty, Guirassy had it saved, but he got to the rebound first. The Adeyemi goal was essentially... it's an own goal that's not an own goal, basically. A goal that's on the level of being an own goal, if that makes sense. But, the assist from Brandt was deserving of the goal. 4-0, the final there for Borussia Dortmund. The other German side, Bayer Leverkusen, coming alive a bit, under Kasper Hjulmand. Actually, Dortmund and Leverkusen play each other this weekend. But anyway, Leverkusen went away to City and won 2-0. Man City with a rotated lineup. Haaland, Foden, Bernardo, Doku, Ruben Dias, Gvardiol, even Donnarumma on the bench. Still a quality side out there, so you can't make too many excuses. Grimaldo, the captain of Leverkusen at the moment, and honestly, making a claim for one of the best left backs in the world in this moment. He opened the scoring in the 23rd minute. Not as good defensively as Marc Cucurella. Just saying. But anyway, they got a second in the 53rd minute. Too easy of a header for Schick. 2-0 the final. Big saves from Flecken in goal for Leverkusen. Unreal performance from him. Slavia Praha and Athletic Club ended 0-0. Old man Aubameyang helped Marseille come back from 1-0 down against Newcastle to win 2-1. Harvey Barnes with another goal in great form at the moment. 4 goals in his last 3 appearances. And that was it from Tuesday. We're back. It's Wednesday and Arsenal just beat Bayern Munich 3-1 at the Emirates. And I don't think this result will really surprise a lot of people because as good as Bayern have been, unbelievable, Arsenal are kind of becoming the standard right now. They're probably the most complete team in Europe at the moment, if you ask me. They have depth in every position. Insane that all 3 of their strikers are knocked out with injury at the moment, despite that depth. Really crazy. But they have depth in most other positions, even when Odegaard is out. They are winning matches. They have someone like Eze that they can bring in, which, by the way, Arsenal will be happy to see Odegaard coming back, making a little cameo at the end there. But what happened in this match? Kompany and Kane called Arsenal the set piece team at the press conference and said they had a plan to deal with their set pieces. Well, Manuel Neuer and his mustache challenging for the ball certainly won't have been what they meant. Challenging for it and getting beaten to it by Timber. Timber, what a player this season. With Hakimi out injured, the best right back in the world title is his for the taking. He may have taken it already at this point. Just some unbelievable form from him. Now, Bayern did draw level through Leonard Carl, the young guy, getting a goal. Great assist from Gnabry, whose North London form continues. 4 goals and an assist in 1 match against Tottenham 5 years ago. A goal against Arsenal in the quarterfinals of the 23-24 season. And an assist against Arsenal yesterday. At this point, someone from Arsenal or Tottenham just sign the guy. Bring him to North London permanently because he loves playing there. Bayern looked good for much of that first half, in control. But Arsenal completely took over the match in the second half, just dominating Bayern and getting the goal they deserve. Nice work from Eze to Calafiori to put it on a plate for Madueke. Nice to have him back as well, eh? 2 substitutes combining for that goal in Calafiori and Madueke, and another substitute in Martinelli would get the 3rd. What on earth was Neuer doing there? You live by the sweeper keeper and you die by the sweeper keeper, right? Caught way out. I guess he didn't really see that it was Martinelli who was coming at him with speed. 3-1 for Arsenal, and as I was saying, the depth that this team has now, the culmination of years of Arteta's work and getting everyone on the same page and understanding his ideas, a lot of which we clown him for, of course, but hey, clearly, he knows what he's doing. Arsenal are difficult to score against, can score from open play, will score from set pieces, and are the team to beat in Europe right now. I had them probably winning this competition at the beginning of it and not winning the Prem. Maybe they do both now, if they continue as they have and avoid an injury crisis. Now, I need to sort this mic out. Now, Liverpool do not necessarily have an injury crisis per se, missing a few players, for sure, but they are well and truly in a crisis in general. You can absolutely say that. 9 losses in the last 12 matches, and the latest being this 4-1 trouncing at Anfield by PSV. I mean, the Wolves are circling Arne Slot right now, that's for sure. It's just a complete collapse defensively. You have Van Dijk with that bizarre penalty to give away, playing volleyball out there. You have Konate making mistakes at the back. You have the attack not providing anything. Salah still ghosting games. Isak can't control the ball at times. I mean, as much as it's on Slot and his system, it's a complete collapse from the players as well. Mind you, that is absolutely a chicken and the egg kind of scenario. Are they failing because of him, or his system is failing because of their lack of form? I think the middle path is often the answer for you, and I think this team was undoubtedly affected by the loss of Diogo Jota. That is for sure. Just listen to what Robertson said. And they are struggling for form, and that has made Slot's personal performance look even worse. But a kind word for PSV, as coming to Anfield and winning by that margin is unbelievable. As Perisic, still playing well. I wasn't super familiar with Drius's game, but I'm watching him now. He had a goal and an assist against Napoli, a brace against Liverpool. Peter Bosz, the winner between the two Bald Dutchmen. The Bald Dutchman derby. And who did Liverpool play next in the UCL? Inter, away. I think a lot of people don't want to be Arne Slot out, but it's 9 losses from 12. Whew. Real Madrid squeak out a 4-3 win over Olympiacos with Mbappe getting all 4 goals. You go back to what was working at the beginning of the season and you get goals. But that defense is looking shady. I'll have a Real Madrid video for you guys tomorrow to sort of illustrate what I'm talking about the shape and where Goulet is playing. Copenhagen beat Kairat 3-2 in Denmark. They were 3-0 up until Kairat scored in the 81st and 90th, so not the most comfortable finish for FC Copenhagen. David Luiz and Pafos tied 2-2 with the Brazilian defender scoring a beautiful header against Monaco from a corner. I mean, you can take the man out of Arsenal, right? I almost forgot he was at Arsenal. That was his first Champions League goal since 2017. Atleti win 2-1 over Inter at the Metropolitano. It took a 93rd minute winner from Jose Maria Jimenez. Alvarez's goal in the first half was a bit weird. The handball rule continues to be as clear as mud with that handball in the build-up right before. Strange one there. Atalanta, team to watch, by the way, new manager and Raffaele Palladino, who is highly regarded in Italy, and they go away to Eintracht Frankfurt and get a 3-0 win. Sporting didn't have to go anywhere to get a huge 3-0 win over Club Brugge, getting it done in Lisbon. Trincão, Kenda, and Luis Suarez with the goals as you would expect. And finally, PSG had to keep swatting Spurs away like a pesky fly, finally winning 5-3 in a wild match that saw Vitinha score 2 beauties. The first one, I mean, just think of bangers that you've seen Vitinha score in the past, and it was exactly that. Stunning strike. Second one was nice too, cutting inside on the left, curling it inside the post. 5-3 win. And so in the standings, you have Arsenal as the only team with a perfect 5 wins from 5 record, with PSG, Bayern, Inter, and Real on 12 points behind them. Sporting and Chelsea in the top 8. Pafos are the team that is hanging on to 24th right now. They would advance if it all ended tonight. At the bottom, Ajax's misery continues with 5 losses from 5. You hate to see it. Hey, look at Benfica, 30th place from 35th to 30th. Kylian Mbappe's 4 goals takes him up to 9, clear leader in the goals race, especially with Osimhen, Kane, and Haaland not scoring this match day. And Aubameyang still leads the assists. Quite the season he is having with Marseille, isn't he? Okay, guys, that's it. Another week done. Like I said, Real Madrid video for you tomorrow on what's going on there. And then we'll see you again early next week for another video. Later.